What if the pain you keep trying to heal only exists because you've mistaken yourself for the thoughts creating it? Today I'm going to look at consciousness and see how that influences things. I'm going to talk from my own perspective and my own experience. I hear a lot of people using the word, and some people mean different things. I'm going to give you my perspective of consciousness for somebody who's meditated 20-ish years, dug deep into spirituality, not just in books, more importantly, inward introspection, meditation, contemplation, examination, right? So from my perspective, what consciousness is it's this life essence that you're experiencing right now. Okay? When you think a thought, when you're looking out your eyes, when you're listening right now to what I'm saying, the piece of you that is able to be conscious that you're hearing things or seeing things, the consciousness is the life. That's what consciousness is. Okay? If you think a thought and you become conscious of the thought is not consciousness. Consciousness is conscious of that thought. Okay? When you're dreaming, your consciousness, what you are, your life essence, is aware and conscious of that dream. And I recently put out a video saying, notice that when you're in a dream, you're having a very real experience, just as real as of an experience as you're experiencing right now in this what we call a waking physical reality. And it's both happening from the perspective of what you truly are, which is consciousness, the life force within you. Okay? When in this physical realm, I'm seeing things, I'm hearing things, I'm conscious of these things. That's my consciousness that's conscious of them. And when I'm dreaming, I'm conscious of that dream. It's my consciousness, that which I am, which is conscious of those things. Okay? It never leaves me. That's the piece that's eternal. When you astral project, that's the piece that pops out of the body, your consciousness. When you have a near-death experience, that's the piece that pops out of the body, your consciousness. You are not human. You are not a body. You are consciousness inhabiting this physical vessel temporarily. And the physical vessel, the human body here, is a feedback system of your consciousness. So your consciousness is aware of a sad thought, and you decide to consent to and agree with this sad thought arises. And now this human feedback system body is flooded with energy and hormones and chemicals that elicit this response of sadness when you consent to that sad thought that arises. However, you're not the sad thought. You're the consciousness. So when the sad thought comes up, instead of consenting to it, you can repent it, meaning you surrender it, you let go. So here comes a sad thought. I let go of investing in it, let go of identifying with it, and I am unaffected. I remain unscathed, untainted by the suffering that was offered in that sad, suggestive thought. Okay? And that piece of consciousness, okay, is omnipresent, meaning it's always present. Wherever you are, it's always present. It's omniscient. That piece of consciousness is where the revelations come. Okay? When we look at the most genius people in our world, they always talked about this inner connection, this omniscience. Okay? It's all powerful. If you go into your conscious mind, there's nothing you can't experience right now. Just in your mind. So it's omnipresent, omniscient, and omnipotent. Is it eternal? Well, you are, right? You exist, right? Your consciousness exists. When did your consciousness begin? When did it start? Do you remember when your consciousness began? No? How come? How come we exist, yet we can't validate when we began? That's pointing at something. It's pointing that there was no beginning. So if there was no beginning, why would we assume that there's an ending? Now we're looking at eternal quality. Let's go on to unconditionally loving. When you meditate and you surrender every single thought that comes into your conscious awareness, and you just remain as consciousness itself, that state of pure consciousness is unconditional love. It takes a thought, takes an egoistic thought for us to invest in to pull us out of an unconditionally loving state. So that state's also merciful. It's also graceful. We've just described consciousness, which many people, I've never heard people put it this way, right? This was given to me in Revelation, right? Intuitively, connecting to God as I would have said in the past. I'm now being encouraged to reframe it a little bit. This is, we are God, right? The spiritually aware religions already knew this. We are God. Spirituality is about enlightenment. You're coming to know your true nature of consciousness. You are God. If you think a sad thought and you invest in it, you create what? Sadness. If you think a happy thought and you consent to that sad thought, you create happiness. If you think a joyful thought and you repent it, you don't identify with it, you're not manifesting joy. You're not manifesting the fake version of joy. You're not manifesting the manufactured version of joy. Your natural state of your pure consciousness is joy. There's a subtle difference there for those that are deep enough in this to understand it. And for those of you that aren't quite deep enough, just keep listening to it and let this stuff marinate on you. There's a piece of you that knows this already. We're just remembering it. Okay? And sometimes we got to hear it a couple of times in order for it to deepen and deepen and deepen and deepen. Okay? If you're looking for guidance, by the way, spiritual guidance, consciousness guidance, this is what I offer. Contact me if you're looking for personal sessions. If you have questions about this, you need clarifications, ask away. Let's support each other. Even if we disagree, let's disagree respectfully, lovingly. Let's have the conversation with the intent to understand what truth is. Not to be right, but to understand what is right. Let's grow friendships. Let's grow in truth. Truth and love, my friends. Bless you.